Everybody wants to be an astronaut. Take the long, tall trail to the sun.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to more for the Common Path International. We're being sponsored by Unfussable Narrative. I am your host and commentator, the BlackShadow, and we are continuing our coverage of the wildcard round, our free-player shootouts for spaces in the knockouts. All of the fastest losers from the group stages meet up for these free-player games. The winner of each goes through to the round of 14. Everyone else is just straight eliminated. Having a look at Wildcard E today, which is going to be a largely European affair. So this game is going to be featuring Timor 78, Dima, also known as Simon Baltzerberg, as well as Batata, who's also known as... And I'll be honest, I've never quite understood it, but it's WNZTA999. I'll stick to Batata. Anyways... We'll start off with Timor 78, who made it through 4th place in Group L, the so-called European Group of Death. This was a pretty fierce-looking one on the front of it, and I think anyone who managed to qualify from this group did a pretty good job. Zazabu, very experienced. Unfussable as well, the sponsor of the tournament, had a pretty decent group stage as well. I think probably better than they were expecting. And obviously the drama of the last game with them and Zazabu should definitely be noted. If you haven't seen that game, do go check that one out. That was the final game of Group L. But in any event, Timor had his one win and kept himself very competitive with all the other ones, doing enough to edge himself into 4th spot here. I do think this could be a tricky match for him, however, and out of the three, I don't necessarily fancy for him getting through here, but again, the free players is a great equaler, and all sorts of crazy stuff can happen, so there's always chances to be had. Up next is Dima, or Simon Baltzerberg, whichever you prefer, also making 4th spot, this time in Group M. This was definitely a pretty tight affair up top, with weak Sneaker Dead improved being Assassin in a three-way fight for automatic qualification. But Dima had to hold off, and did manage to do so against Jinx and Omant with a couple of late surges. Once again, got the win, kept himself in pits in the rest of the games, doing enough for the 4th place spot. It's worth noting that out of the 4 group games that Dima played, 2 of them he actually played as Tesia, so I suspect if there is some faction fighting to be done here, which there typically tends to be in a free-player game, I have a feeling he's going to be all over that. And last up for this one is going to be Batata, who finished 3rd in Group N, and was somewhat unlucky to not finish actually in the top of the table. Mr. PPZ getting 2nd place with a late surge, getting the job done here. I mean, Batata scored well, 2 wins and 14 points is pretty good, but the problem was the 2 games that he won were just not very decisive victories. Even though the game that they did come last in, they still scored 9 points in, which was pretty good going. But there was always there or thereabouts, which is pretty good, nice and consistent, but just couldn't find that real decisive blow to break into the top 2. But I would reckon going into this, I've got my money on Batata to win this free-player game. I have a feeling that that consistent approach is going to help in the free-player game. Again, it takes people out of the elements a little bit, but kind of being solid, very important, keep it consistent, not kind of ignoring everything too much. So I think Batata is going to be my pick for this one, but this could well be anyone's. Alright then, so we get ourselves ready for the game here. So, Simon, or Batata... not Dima, I should say. These are going to get confusing. Is in the 1st spot here in red, which is pretty good. Let's have a look at what we've got here cards-wise. It's a pretty appetizing row. This looks great for Armady Caswell. He'd be loving the looks of this. Space travel, Tessie Humanity, and Ben Jesuit's sister. Hold on a second. And Shifting Allegiances here. All very good. Obviously, Shifting Allegiances is the standout card here, but Opulence, very tempting. It's a little bit tricky in a way in a free-player game. Like, you're going to have more resources typically, but money can be a bit hard to come by. So, it's a bit touch and go Opulence, but obviously 6 slide for which point is pretty good. Tech-wise, very nice as well here. Holo projectors, very strong. Detonation devices in free-player games can be brutal. And Spaceport, I don't think we'll see that get picked, so I suspect that stack's going to be largely quiet. Character-wise... let's see. Batata has taken Baron in 3rd spot straight away here, which I don't hate. Leaving not the best set of leaders here. There's no Tesia, no Beast, no Rhombus. Quite a few people missing here. No Ilban either. So Lido, Helena, Eliza has been shown to be pretty fun in free-player games. Hundro has a lot of all-rounder use. Curious to see what we're going to see here. It will be Timur to pick next here. We'll notice no Beast, we'll notice no Baron, and we'll notice no Tezio, who feel like the three most obvious picks. So they're going to have to start getting a little bit inventive here. Now, it might be another one there, it might be just one of them's gone. It's a bit hard to know. Lido in free player, I don't know if I like too much. He hasn't proved very, very effective so far in the free player in the wildcards. Like, Lido has struggled. So, do you go off beat and maybe you can go for, like, Paul Atreides, maybe? Hollow Projections is there, which is, I think, his best tech in the entire game. Lido it will be. I think Hollow Projections would be, going with Paul would be very brave. A laser could also be made to work. Hundro, I don't feel this is great for him. His ring's obviously pretty good. Depends how creative you want to be. But Demon's gonna have to. He's gonna have to make some moves here. No 2-cost techs, which means that Memnon isn't looking too hot either. Helena, I feel, has less use in a free-player game because the infiltration's not so good, but she might go for Manipulate and just looking to get hold of shifting allegiances. Ekaz is also missing, so it might be worth that Ekaz has been chosen here. But I think we're going to see a laser, and a laser it's going to be. So reminder, of course, a laser puts down a card for one step ahead, and if they reveal it and use it on their second action, then they get resources. So a laser's all about creativity here, but obviously less players means there's a lot less to block. So they're going to get themselves underway here. I expect the Baron will take the usual 2 of Spacing Fremen, and does do so. And we're going to get ourselves underway here. So, a laser's up. A laser has got a diplomacy, but they're going to hold on to it. So they're going to go smuggling first up here. Lido has not drawn great either. Seek allies, and 2 convincing is pretty good. It is the mixed smuggling skirmish. Remember, there are no third places in free-player games unless of a specific battle tie. Free Sly looks pretty good, though. The smuggling bump has extra use because, of course, there's less players, so you're going to get to smuggling itself faster. So I expect we'll see Lido probably goes... well, it kind of has to. Baron's going to fire off Hardy Warriors here, you would imagine. I think Baron pretty much, Baron and or basically Baron has to pretty much fire off every single Hardy Warriors round one that they can, almost irrespective of the combat. It's kind of forced for him. So it'll be up to other players to kind of keep on top of that. Laser gets to diplomacy. I think we'll see steel suits, I think. And kind of decide, oh, well, what do you want to do here? I think you'll put in something here. That free Slary looks pretty good. You got a dagger as well. Lido kind of, in theory, wants his signet ring to Imperial Basin. That's his most likely move. So, accounting for that, I think you got to put in at least 1. Maybe 2. I don't hate 2 either. Depends how much you value the Solari. You got 1 dagger. It's a bit iffy. There are worlds where Lido just... If you put in 2, Lido just insta-reveals is the problem. If he doesn't have his signet ring. In this case, he doesn't. So he might just straight reveal here for shifting. And Lido Atreides with shifting and a lot of spice is very scary. It'll also keep the Baron on his Baron at task as well in the spacing line. So I think Lido might instant reveal here. What else have you got? There's no smuggling. There's no... You could go tech negotiating to get hold of opulence. Obviously, Lido gets stuff a little bit cheaper. So there's an argument to do that, and I think that's what we're going to see. He is going to go for opulence here. That won't be blocked. Sets himself up for some text later on here. Baron's just going to straight reveal to get hold of shifting allegiances, it looks like. And he is going to do so. Definitely has become more popular as the tournament has gone on here. Hardy Warriors and then revealing round 2. That is definitely a trend in the meta I have spotted over the course of time. So shifting taken. Laser is going to reveal for free. Fremcam turns up, by the way. It's pretty good. Still some nice cards. Jesse Humanity is pretty strong. Skilled Combat turns up. That with Hollow Projectors is really, really powerful. And Lee's going to reveal a 6 here. Does he stick with Opulence? Yeah, looks like he will do. And he does. So, Baron will take the Spice and Shipping bump. A little expensive for Baron. But, you know, that's the way it's got to be. The laser will take the 3 Solari. He was up to 5 in the first round, which is pretty good. We're going to move on here. Remember, of course, it's a free-player game, so there is no starting point for the players. The players start off at 0. It would help to also put up a scoreboard, wouldn't it? So, yeah, they need to wait for the one step ahead here. Please do forget that. You don't see a laser really in 4-player games very much. Although the Elite's move was obvious. He's obviously going to go to fold space and then instead of shipping to keep Baron away from that. Baron's hand isn't amazing here, by the way. And obviously now he's largely resource deprived. And Machinations turns up here. So maybe does Lido consider abandoning instead of shipping to target this? I would consider it. If Baron was to cash in smuggling straight away, I would actually Mentat as Leto and it would take his common away. The 2 bumps here is really huge. Second play is also very nice here. 1 on 2 Solari. And he is going to take it. I think Baron's cashing this. No, he doesn't. Okay, just up here. Having a look at people's decks. Trying to see where the daggers are. Seeing what's going on here. I think Lido is going to ignore shipping here and he's going to go for the combat. Well, that might change now. A laser fires him with Hardy Warriors immediately here. Bit unnecessary. Didn't think this was necessary. Didn't think this was really required. Looks like she's going to go Mentat here. Maybe High Council. See what the plan is for a laser. But her dagger is down. I wouldn't go out your way to try and win this combat. It's not a big deal. Like, if, given the Hardy Warriors immediately, and, like, she obviously has a second action, and she can stall you out with Mentat and see what you've got. Unless you go specifically Carfag with your Signet Ring, I wouldn't get involved. I'd probably just take the, I'd probably just call it a day here. Take the shipping and move on. I don't think it's worth it enough here. Obviously, you don't want a laser necessarily cutting you off from the shipping too much, but I don't think there's enough value in going for it. You're basically hoping to hit a good intrigue here. Because a laser is very likely to go Mentat. It's quite possible she goes Mentat and just stalls you out here. So, I think I would not worry about it. I think going shipping here is fine. I like the fact that you had a look to consider it. I think that's good. I think it's nice awareness of the situation. But I don't think it's going to be worth it the long time. Unless you go specifically Carfag. And that's it. Specifically Carfag. He is. Wow. He figures that her laser has to respond because he's got the dagger. When he doesn't find any intrigues, he doesn't find a battle intrigue, gets a Fremen bump. He has to put all 3 in, so Lido is going to go for it, and Ala's going to see he's got a dagger. So she will have to respond with Arakeen here. Baron cannot get there, so you should see what Ala's going to do. I think she still goes Mentat, or I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird. I think she had intentions to go High Council, but it's unexpected here. Baron has no water. Still Suits doesn't look very good because he's not going to get anything for it here. So I think he just goes maybe Wealth, maybe Secrets. Yeah. Still Suits doesn't make any sense because the combat's already started here. I think going in just for a water I don't think is good enough. I think Wealth for Secrets is fine. Probably go Wealth. Next round, that means next round you can look to cash in your Interstellar shipping and look to get hold of someone. But it's further complicated here. So Demon's at 5. So if Demon was to come second here, they'd be at 7. And then the Baron's smuggling cash out would actually give Dima Swordmaster. So that complicates us a little bit, but I think Wealth is probably the right decision overall. So does a laser go Mentat? To get to change for the spice? I don't hate it. The thing is, you know what he's got, so stalling out doesn't help here. But it's basically she's just changing 2 slurry for a spice, effectively. So, 2 for Lido with the reveal. Unfortunately, it's a pretty bad row for 2. So, takes the liaison instead. I'm never too sure about liaisons in free players. I do look at them a lot more skeptically than in the 4-player game. Don't know why, I just don't like it in my deck anywhere near as much. Maybe because the row is a bit more stagnant, maybe. So I don't need, like, the consistency of it. Anyways. Baron reveals for free. Getting hold of Bear Just Assistance could be useful. Treachery turns up the road, by the way. It's pretty big. So, Alaza has to go Arakeen here to take the combat down. Oh, she also has access to Siege. I do apologize. So she's looking to get hold of the Great Flat Spice. She's going to be able to do here. She will pay for the Fold Space card using the Ring ability. Just then. So 4 to buy. Fremen Cap looks very good. And it does take it. And Lido will not be able to retaliate here. So Lido taking a bit of a punt there. Didn't work out. So says he'll be very happy with this. So it says he'll take shipping and will take, I imagine, Fremen. Feels like she's got to get in front of Baron, probably. That's why I'd be taking it. Could go well, Emperor, I guess. You know, Emperor's a good faction to get, like, a passive bump or 2, if possible. Just didn't go for Fremen, though. Interesting. Maybe figures she's got the water advantage, so it doesn't need to. Anyways, we'll move on here. So, third combat is Cloak and Dagger here. The intrigues will be of high desirability here. The extra faction bump also pretty good for alliances here. Baron's up first. No. Need to wait. Yeah, wait for that. So, Baron's going to cash in at Smuggling, surely, to get his Sword Master. Obviously, now Laser will not be able to get hold of... she can't get hold of the Sword Master, which is fine. Couple of bumps. Curious to see where Baron's going to take this bump here. I actually would consider taking it with the Fremen. I'd also get hold of your Intrigue first to find out, but I think I would... I think I would take the Fremen here. Right? You're going to get to spacing later. Don't worry too much about that. I don't think Lido's ever going to notch smuggle inside the ship anymore, so... Yeah, you definitely can do that. Once you put the agent down and pay any costs, you can do stuff in whatever order you desire. Beauty of push to talk, everyone. But yeah, get the intrigue. It's not a good sign. So yeah, they can definitely do that. That's pretty nice. Treachery looks pretty good, doesn't it? I mean, again, the bump at the spacing is totally fine. But I think going for Fremen would be interesting. Seeing as Alaza decided not to go for the Fremen bump, so that's a way of looking to get on top of that. Alaza hit spacing as well, so everyone has shipping, so that will be balanced out here. No uneven. We have had some free play games that's been very uneven shipping. Like, one player, for whatever reason, has just decided not to do it. And it has created some weird dynamics here. But this one's pretty balanced. Everyone's going to be taking turns on it. So it's going to be about resource management. And it's going to be about keeping yourself going. Basically, pick up some points here and there. And being ready for the level 3 combats. They're going to be very important in this game. No one has mined yet, by the way. All the money's there. I think Lido is got to go Great Flat or Haga Basin here. He's got to start getting this spice for his ring. It's too important to pass up. He's given up on once. Does he pay Haga or does he go Great Flat? Haga it will be. Go in the middle of the road. Now, remember, of course, his ring ability can only chase factions. He can't go ahead with the influence, so just chasing the Fremen. Baron up will be getting his Sword Master. And then Baron, I guess, is going to hope to get to Imperial Basin is the plan. And then pick up Treachery here. Alaza is going to go Tech Negotiation here, but doesn't buy. So Alaza also going for Treachery here with the 6. I would probably go buy Holo Projectors. I think that's pretty good for you. And she does. So both the spice gone for that. Artillery turns up. Artillery in a free-player game can be really destructive. Leto up. Leto also has everyone's got eyes on Treachery here, which is kind of nuts. Leto's in a weird spot though. I actually wouldn't mind Leto going Mentat here and seeing what the Baron does. Get a better card to draw as well. I don't hate going Mentat here. I think that looks pretty good. You could go Dreadnought and Detonation Devices if you want to go really, really fancy here. But there'll be a pretty heavy commitment of your resources, and that's a little dangerous, to put it mildly. Mentat feels a bit safer. You kind of don't want to use any of those free cards, and you've got a lot of cards in your draw deck that you really do want to use. So, I think Mentat would be fine. And it keeps you in position against the Baron here. And who knows what the Baron's going to do? Is he going to go City? Is he going Mining? Is he going Steel Suits? I think it would be good knowledge to know. So I think Mentat is probably the way here. He's also unlucky. Obviously, he went Mining, so he gave up instead of shipping for a second time. That's also a thing as well. If you Mentat, like, Baron might just go instead of shipping. You know? Alaza also go instead of shipping, by the way, which was nuts. Yeah, I think it's a good spot here. And now it kind of makes it weird for Baron. Like, if anything, you kind of want Baron to go instead of shipping here. Gets him out of the combat, and you just win it. And it just puts him in a weird spot now. Like, what does he do? He will still go Imperial Basin, which is probably correct. Crazy this, isn't it? Everyone can get to instead of shipping round 3, and no one goes there. Bizarre. So, 6 for Laser. She gets Treachery first. Much to the annoyance of everyone else. But Baron sees Esmar 2Ek turn up on the row and is not unhappy about that. Leader's up. Savfk has to be the move here. He feels. Can't really let Baron win this for 2 troops. It's really cheap. Second punter, Battle Intrigue. He's used his dagger. He's not likely to have another sword on him, so just put the 1 troop in. You've got decent odds of just straight tying him. Savfk it is. Wow, doesn't find it, but Poison Snooper might be of interest here. Does he draw it to try and find a sword? He's having a look. He sees the daggers out. Is it worth fishing here? He's considering it. It's a tough one. But I think I would poke my nose here. Doesn't put the troop in. Wow. Well, well, well. He'll get over that. No swords for the Baron. Yeah, he's got to use Charisma, that's why. He forgot to put it in. I shouldn't have pulled it out of his hand, admittedly. That was probably not quite right, but we knew what was going on. Anyways. So, Leto gets hold of the Itkines. So, suddenly that's... Now, interesting thing here. So, Assassination Mission's turned up here. This might be of interest because he's got Opulence. And that's why he gets it. But he's got to be careful here. Leto's now got a 15-card deck. It's very chunky. And he's going to have to start getting through that. Leto also needs money, again, for Opulence. So Leto will take second. Spice and an Intrigue. The Baron will win this, much to his happiness. Oh, he finds the bonus which he can use immediately. Oh, it's huge, and he knows it. What a find. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hello, Spacing Alliance. Huge. Absolutely huge. Leto finds Secret Forces, by the way. Man. And he's just going to punt even further ahead here. Yeah, I love that. So that alliance is very safe here. Baron also finds reinforcements. Pretty big. Sometimes you just find it, kids. Sometimes you just find them. Alright then, round 4 is. We'll continue on. Trade Monopoly is the next one. This is going to interest everyone here. Everyone's shipping here. Second place is also not bad. Intrigue in the water, pretty decent. Garrison's very light at the moment. Duke Leto. Look at his hand. My goodness. It's almost too good. A laser finds 2 as well. A laser feels she has to go up and down here and get hold of Swordmaster with the money, which is obvious. She's going to bump Emperor. Obviously concerned about Leader a little bit, maybe. I don't hate it. Is Leo just going to Mentat with a fold space? I don't know. It's kind of weird, this. Leo could also consider Hardy Warriors. He has the Fremen bump in his hand here, which makes it feel a bit nicer. I wouldn't bother snooping. The problem is, for Lido, is that Opulence is somewhere in that hand. And that's really awkward for Lido here. He's actually going to draw. That's his dagger. So Opulence is his other card. Huh. The problem is, it's a little weird, this. Because now your deck's, like, really big. I'd actually probably just trash it. I think I would actually consider just trashing the dagger. I think your deck is too big. And that's what we see. The dagger will be trashed here. Because you can draw it and you can keep or trash. So he knows Opulence is coming. And he's thinking, how could I fund it? The only way he could fund it would be going conspiring. But I don't think he's doing that. He's going Siege. What is going on here? So there's Opulence, I should say. Wow, what is Duke Lido up to here, kids? I honestly don't know. I honestly have no earthly idea what Duke Lido was doing. Very curious. We'll see what the plan is. Is he just going Opulence with Fold Space? Is he going Opulence with Diplomacy? Keeping the Fold Space, I guess? Kind of weird. Laser having a look there. Baron, meanwhile, has got all sorts of options. Shifting's in his hands, but it's a bit hard for him to use effectively. There's only 2 triangle spots he can get to, unless he's going to start getting hold of stuff. He's got his Swordmaster, which helps. Might be tempted by Mentat, maybe. Maybe go Tech Negotiation, pick up Artillery, and shift the Spice to take the Fremen Alliance? I don't hate that. Steel City is going to be here. Doesn't put the troop in, though. So Laser's going to get rid of one of the Fold Space cards here, because he doesn't need both of them. She finds Treachery. Wow. I'd be honest, as the Laser, if I could not use Treachery, I would not. I would hold on to that for the second go-around. Treachery is going to get used somewhere. You don't need to be using that right now. There's plenty of time. Unless you want to go Hardy Warriors with it and take the Alliance. Might that be of temptation? Unless you want to go Highliners and make life awkward for the Baron. A lot of stuff being threatened here. Oh, of course, she's got to spend the spice at Fremen Camp for the troops, so... I think she's eyeing up Hardy Warrior. Well, no, but now she's used the water up. So where's... I guess she isn't using Treachery. Which is good. Only going to put the 2 in. Yeah, a laser, of course, is out of actions as well. That's a thing. So, knows that she'll be good with the 2 extra troops. I think putting the extra troops should tell the story for Lido here. I assume he set himself up for Conspire with Diplomacy. That's my assumption is what he's set himself up for. Of course, Red does not have their Swordmaster yet. But Lido sees Opulence and he sees a victory point. The only way he's getting that is Conspiring. And I wouldn't use Fold Space. I would not want to draw into my hand right now. I don't think it's worth it. The row's fairly cheap. You get free reveal anyways. Hold full space for later. You can suffice a Mentat, leader. You don't have to worry about Swordmaster in this game. You can just Mentat whenever you can, and it's super cheap. And you'll probably get away with it. I don't think Baron's going to Mentat very much. A laser will try to later on to get in your way, but I think you could actually get away with Mentatting a bit here. I think you can get away with the point. But he's going to opulence it instead, just the wealth and save the spice. So he's just showing up for his Swordmaster next round, I guess. Okay, so it's a little passive, maybe. I can't hate it. I think it's a little passive. So smuggling will be for the Baron. Getting ready for shipping in a little bit. I think he's just going to go ahead and just bump the... and just go down. And he's going to rock it up with the Fremen. Yeah, I think this is fine. And then you can start shifting this away as you see to elsewhere. I think that's fine. Gets the water, which is nice. I wonder if Baron might decide to get involved here. Here's the 2 troops, so they go in. I think Baron might have some reinforcements ideas here. Maybe Dagger to get artillery? And then reinforcements? That'd be pretty savage. You don't need to use your Doom card. I don't think there's a lot of use to that. I think artillery is the pick here for Baron. Anyways, Alex doesn't buy. Leon reveals for free. He's eyeing a big skill, but again, his deck is really, really big. And he's got to be careful of this. He needs to be careful what he's buying. His ability to draw as well. He's going to probably go liaisons. He feels he's got the kinds. So he does. I mean, that's what I'd do as Baron. I think I would Dagger, Artillery, and then use Reinforcements. And that will be 9 strength. And that gets you in front of... Oh, goes High Council. Wow. Did not expect that. He's going to reinforce it later on here. I think this would have been a pretty good time for it. You know, really get in the way. Your shipping could have been cash in as well. Get your money back on the spot. Interesting. Has 5 persuasion. Fees, what are you buying with 5? Like, if you're not going to use reinforcements, you should have a pretty good idea of what you're buying here. Opta's up. Apologies. It doesn't go in. Laser will take the 2 bumps. Leader gets the spicy intrigue. Hello. Duke Leto finds finesse. Very dangerous. That could be really good in the for this Emperor fight. We shall see. It could also be used for a cheeky steal on the Baron as well. He's got to be a little bit careful here. Leto is up first, and look at this hand here for Duke Leto. Are you kidding me? Wow. Wow, oh wow, oh wow. Well, what do you do here as Duke Leto? If you go Swordmaster, you're kind of not doing a lot. Mentat feels horrendous. Wow, what a crazy pull this is for Duke. Twice now, by the way, he's not had access into the shipping. Amazing. A laser with 2 daggers. She's getting 1 ready. She's going to be surprised at what happens here. Baron has found shifting allegiances again. Wow. So this is just unenviable for Leto here. Like, this is a horrible spot. What do you even do here? High Council, Arakeen, Spice Must Flow? Do you Dreadnought for Spaceport? Mentat it is. Oh, no. Oh, are you kidding me? What a bad time for this. Baron's gone up and down for some alliances here. He's going to get the spice for shifting, so he gets a bump, and then down a bump for an up bump. Does he want to just go for, like, the Bene Gesserit here and just take 2 bumps? Maybe go all 3. Is he... Oh, he's going to cut him off at Emperor. Wow. No, he's just going to go for the 2. He's pretty scared of these alliances. He wants to keep a comfortable edge here, which I don't hate. So Laser's going to go Swordmaster. Duke Leto is hating his life right now. Hating his life right now. It's brutal. This is a brutal turn. I mean, obviously you know what he drew, but I would not have hated going Dreadnought for Spaceport. I actually wouldn't have hated it as Leto, as bad as it feels. I think he's going Research Station. Yeah. He's hoping for Liet Kynes to get out of trouble here. Doesn't find her. Does not find her. This is a horrible run out for Duke Leto. Absolutely brutal. Baron up here. Baron's hand's not very good anymore. I would not hate Baron just going smuggling here. I think that's totally fine. Smuggle, hit a city spot. Maybe. Can't fund reinforcements. Arakeen, by the way, is the combat. I do apologize here. He's going to go the other way around by looks of it. Maybe he's got intentions for Hager Basin, perhaps. Finds Dispatch and Envoy, which is huge right now. Maybe wishes he'd been more aggressive, the Emperor. So they'll go in. The laser of the other dagger can't really be used. I mean, Tess would be kind of cruel, in a way. But she's also got, like, holo projectors. Tess to, like, secrets, I guess, is fine. And it will be. Really take it to siege? To put the troops in? Wow. So, the agent effect needs to come in here. She's going to put in. So, card discarded for Leto. Baron has a choice. Whether he gets rid of the troop or the card. But I imagine you just ditch the dagger here, I would imagine. I don't hate him taking the dagger out, but it's kind of awkward, though. Depends what Baron wants to do with his second action. They say he can't get reinforcements. He's getting rid of convincing, which tells a story. So it looks like he's getting ready for more action. Leto discards assassination. If I was Duke Leto, I would go selective breeding with fold space. You trash assassination, you get the 4 Solari. You're going to draw buckets of cards. You can find opulence for a point. You could find Liet Kynes and get at least a point. Maybe 2. And he does find it. How is your luck? It's been pretty bad this round, but he might recover here with a couple of points. It'd be a magical ability. He draws 3 of 5. If these bottom 2 are Liet Kynes and opulence, I mean, what do? No way. No! No! Oh my god! Are you kidding me? What? How does he not get 2 victory points from this combat? Oh my god. That is so brutal. I don't know what on earth Timor 78 did when he got out of bed this morning, but apparently he chose the wrong side. That is gross. Baron goes Hardy Warriors for the combat. Elisa Ikaz just goes secrets. And Duke Leto wants to curl up in a ball. An outrageous draw. He reveals for 11. It should have been about 600. How he's only getting 1 point from this, I don't know. He is so unlucky this round. You can't even believe it. You cannot even believe it. Disgusting. If he doesn't win this game, he's gonna look back on this in just ferocity. Laser, by the way, found cannon turrets at secrets, by the way, which may or may not be much that relevant as this game goes on. She's gonna get second place in full Solari. I hope she knows what she's doing with it. Takes hold of X Guild. So maybe if he gets, well, I've got cannon turrets, so my dreadnoughts are pretty safe. I think that's not a bad idea. Players all gotta keep an eye out as well. Like, we're coming up to the tier 3s, and Laser is readying up for Highliner action here. 4 cash for a Laser. Baron takes the point. We're going to move on here to round 6. Oh, Timur. Oh, man. I would be fuming right now. Absolutely sick. Well, there they are. Where were they? We don't know. And look at the hand he's drawn here. It's all so hideous. He's got 9 persuasion if he just reveals. What on earth has Duke Leto done today? Unbelievable. Anyway, so Baron is up first. Esmar 2x in hand. He's just going to reveal that. Finds his signet ring now, which is awkward. It's actually difficult for him. Both Esmar's and signet ring abilities are both locked. He has no resources if he goes shipping immediately. So he'd have to give one up. This is awkward. Alaza's got treachery. She's just prepping up for Highliner next round. That's her priority here. She's going to get hold of some spice. Probably go into Haga Basin. Carfag is the combat, by the way. She could still win this as well. So, it depends what Laser wants to pick here and how she sees this. It's very tough to know. You've got to go Basin first. I guess just put the fold space down. I don't hate putting the fold space down. I don't think the signet ring is good enough here. It's a tough spot, though. But I think I would just put fold space down and just keep your options open here. Baron, you don't think is going into seller shipping. Well, Baron you'd assume is going to seller shipping, and specifically not Haga Basin. But it's a big decision for a Laser. You could also use holo projectors and holo project out treachery. But the problem is then, are you ever going to see treachery again? It's difficult to know. It's a risk. It's definitely a risk. I think you put the fold space down regardless, and you kind of play this one out. You go Haga Basin first, and then it cycles back round to you, and you kind of assess the situation at that point. I think. Needs the, one step ahead a bit. Yeah, they need to do it. Maybe they just missed it. They're like, oh yeah, I've got to do that. Probably did. But yeah, put fold space down. Go Haga Basin first round, and then second round, or second turn of the round, kind of see where you're at. I think that's the way to go here. So, Baron can go. So, it's going to be using Esmar instead. It doesn't really... Wow. Baron isn't going to bother. Wow. 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 I did not expect this. Well, that makes it even weirder for a Laser now. I guess she just goes into the shipping. Gunfilter found for the Baron. A load of swords. That's why I wish he went artillery. So, misclick there. We're back. Everything's fine. Just reset all the scores so you guys can see them. There we go. Alright then. So, shipping will be for Laser. Does she go up and down? I think she's going to go... Oh, I thought she was going to go up and down and take detonations. I really did. She's kind of readying herself up for it. Takes the Emperor bump. Taking the cash? It's got to be the spice, right? You really want High Council? I don't think you do. Yeah, Spice is the better pick. Doesn't want the fold space. So, Lido again, it's just like, what have I don't know what he's done here. So if he just reveals, he gets 2 points. He gets Opulence. He gets Spice Must Flow. Is just revealing and taking 2 points that bad? Given the exact composition of Duke Lido's hands, that he has no garrison, I legitimately think there is reason to consider Duke Lido just straight revealing and taking the 2 points and moving on and getting himself up to 6. It seems absurd, but he doesn't have Swordmaster, and if he uses any card, he loses a point. I honestly believe, I think he has to reveal. Going Haga Basin and then doing something I don't hate. Well, even going Liaison to pick up High Council, I wouldn't have hated. I did not expect that. I can't say I'm a big fan of that move. Baron's going Wealth here, with the intention of hitting... Oh, he's going to be careful if he wants to use reinforcements. Wealth is kind of a weird play for Baron. Yeah, I don't like that. I'd go Secrets if anything. He's looking at reinforcements here, but he's got his signaling in hand, which makes this awkward. I think Secrets would be the way to go if you can use Diplomacy. Could also go Selective. I don't hate Selective, but your resource deprived is the problem. It's been a weird round, this, hasn't it? Esmar gets trashed to get the resources back. 2, 4, 5. He's 8 Persuasion or a load of swords. Alaza's like, how is Haga Basin still sitting there? Sure. I think she's got Highliner. But I really don't know. Might as well put the 2 troops in. If she doesn't put the 2 troops in, she's going Highliner. Right? Gotta put the 2 troops in. 2 troops. Whatever you do, Treachery's 4. You're good here. I think if you don't, I think that says you're going Highliner. Ugh. I don't know. See what's going on here. Maybe she's just going to go City afterwards. Maybe Carfax. I have no idea. This has been a bizarre round. Really strange. Lido again in the same position, though. And this is what I honestly think just reveal and take 2 points. Like, it sucks. It really, really sucks. But I think I would have just done it and just sighed and said, it's 2 points. They're in the bag. We move on. Because now how's Duke Lido? His only hope is... I don't know what. I have no way of... I don't think there's any way Lido can get 2 points now this round. That's the problem. He's never winning the combat. Like, what's he doing here? He can't get Spaceport. High Council he could have got if he had not done Dune. And he does it anyways, which I think tells you how bad a spot this was. So, yeah. Yeah, I think Lido just had to go High Council and just reveal and take 2 points. And I stand by that. If you disagree, tell me, and tell me why. But I honestly do not know what else Lido could have done here. I really think, as bad as that looked and sounded, I think that was his best call. But we're down the path we're at here. Because the problem is now he's going to reveal for, like, 8 Persuasion. What's he doing with 8 Persuasion? This is the problem. Baron just takes artillery. He takes artillery, but he's got no garrison troops. He can't pay for reinforcements. A laser does holo project out treachery. As Baron miscounted. She was never going Arakeen. What has the Baron done? I guess Baron's just going he's just going for the spice must flow here. But it sucks to have Gunthorpe to doing nothing. Maybe thinking occasionally he goes Arakeen here. So 6 Solari for the point for Lido. 8 Persuasion. The players now see his hand and realise how bad it was. But what's he doing with 8 Persuasion? There's nothing to buy here. This row is pretty bad, and you're not really going to see whatever else you buy. So unless you're going to go fishing for, like, Sardaukar and try and find, like, Lady Jessica or something, and Directorship turns off for 8 Persuasion. This isn't right. There's gotta be a lore about this. At some point, this has gotta come down as, like, emotional abuse, right? This is absolutely disgusting for Timur. How bad can you run? Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. A laser is going to take the combat uncontested. Absolutely crazy here. 4 Persuasion. I mean, I guess you might as well buy Bashar, I suppose. It might be of use. Not likely to see it. The road's kind of dead. Might just get liaisons, but I wouldn't even bother getting those. But whatever. So, uncontested win for a laser. She's got a stacked garrison. She's sitting with Highliner. She's got battle intrigues. A laser's looking pretty good to come and make a win for this. But Baron is 3 points ahead, though. So if he can find a way to close this out, who knows? Grand Vision turns up. It's a dream for Baron Harkonnen. It's a perfect combat for him. It's the only one he doesn't care about. Huge. A laser can only ever get a point out of this at most. Baron finds Gunfalter again. Baron's drawn nearly the same hand again. A laser's up first. Funky hand. She's desperate to find treachery before this is all said and done here. But yeah, look at this. Both of Baron's alliances he locked up. Played super defensive of them. So, this is a bad time for a laser here. She's getting rid of the dagger, which I think is fine. Finds diplomacy, so tons of access, and I think you got to start making use of it. Oh. Oh, I don't think you can... I think you got to put the card down before you holo project. It's round start. So I'm pretty sure you can't holo project first. I could be wrong here, admittedly, but round start has got to be before you holo project, right? Yeah. So yeah, a bit of fun here, folks. So, Elazari Kaz hasn't put the card down at round start and did the holo projectors draw. But I'm pretty sure you've got to do the card before. It's round start specifically. So that's before anything ever happens. It's the same as like when the Baron... like at game start, for example, puts his tokens down, so... so a laser is opting just to not put a card down as punishment for that, which I think is fine. The table seem to be happy with it, so we're going to let it carry on here. She will recruit herself from the one step ahead bonus, which I think is reasonable. So, shipping for a laser. She's going to take the Emperor Alliance here. The problem is for a laser, though... yeah, and she realizes now there's a bit of problem here. Like, her garrison is huge. It's almost full. And she's going to have some troubles getting this out here. So, a bit of problem here, potentially. Lido up. In this game that he wishes he'd never joined. Lido's ring, by the way, is doing nothing now. This is brutal for Lido. Secret Forces online. He could Signet Ring and Finesse to... oh, man. Does Lido just Signet Ring with intentions of using Finesse and shipping next round to steal the Emperor Alliance from a laser? There's no point signet ring anything else. You can't signet ring Bene Gesserit unless you wait. And the other two factions are relevant. But there are still chances for the Emperor here. Is Eliza really going to keep going Emperor? Does she look like she wants to go conspiring? I don't think so. I mean, you could legitimately look to go wealth and look to steal this alliance. Maybe go wealth. You've only got 2 actions, though. It's so disgusting for Leto. But I actually think wealth is a legitimate option. He's still got opulence. He might find it again. He's got signet ring, he's got finesse, and he's going to have shipping next round. I think Leto's got to be aggressive with this alliance here. If he signet rings and gets hold or end all finesses when he takes the Emperor Alliance, he can put the troops straight into combat. Second place, remember, is still an intrigue and 3 spies, and Baron's garrison is also empty. It's going to be tempting. You can't win the combat, but you can still fight Baron for second, and maybe you can put him off, and Baron says, I'll go for the next one, because it's not a very good combat. I think Leto could reasonably go for second place here. Although it is scary, Baron does have artillery. He's also got 6 persuasion. And he's thinking about Choam. And Choam... But Choam at this point is really doing nothing for him. Because the fact that Baron has locked up 2 alliances has really killed the power of Choam directorship. It really doesn't do a lot anymore. So, I think Leto, if I was him, I would honestly hit wealth. And then look to go signet ring and finesse to steal this alliance. Because Eliza is never going conspiring in a million years. Is she going conspiring? If she's got bribery, if she's got the Emperor bump, then, you know, it's the way it goes. You can still get troops on a city visit and still chase with the ring and still put it all in and possibly take second spot here. And you've got secret forces. You're never winning this combat and you're probably never winning the next one. So I think you go all in with this and you keep Baron away, you take second spot, the intrigue and 3 spies, and you just work out next round. I don't think there's a lot else for Leto to do here. Maybe even go Mentat. Like, I don't know. Well, Leto's going to go for the ring first. Which I don't hugely like. I mean, it feels horrible. Maybe he's going to go secret. He can't go research station. He's going to prep it up here. But again, he could have done this later. Secret forces is going in. But the problem is, with 3 troops, the Baron's going to either something think, I can deal with that. If he really wants to. Has to bump here. Doesn't finesse. Well, Laser's still not happy to see the bump, though, so it's a little tricky. Baron's up here. Baron has Gunfopter. He desperately wants to use it. But he needs money. And he can't visit his own Arakeen. And there is no guarantee that either of the players are going to. So he's going to play Fopter. So Red loses the troop here to get his own reinforcements online. He's eyeing up Spice Must Flow. He has a persuasion. He doesn't fight with the dagger. He's short. Wow. There's no point Baron putting this in here. Although he might just do it because he's got the daggers. But it's going to give the game away if he puts this in. He's got to not do it somehow. The problem is this might be his only chance to put him in. He's got to hold off here. He's using Bene Gesserit for the influence. So, yeah, he's looking at it. He's like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. He's got to not put these in. Laser's up. He's going to put it in. Oh. Hates to see that, by the way. He hates to see it. Here comes Ceci Humanity to Secrets. No, going to Mentat. So, a card or a troop for both players. Leto might as well get rid of his Spice Must Fly, yeah. So I probably would have got rid of the dagger. Dagger for both. Why did that Baron put that in? Ugh. Is what it is. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So, Lido's up. Lido's just going to go... Now he's pigeonholed himself to go wealthier now, surely. Yeah, and you see, this is the problem. Now he's got it, but if he'd gone the other way around, he could have put these in as well. And these troops aren't really doing very much, I don't think, next round. It's kind of weird spotted now for a laser. Does a laser go conspire to defend here? Like, she's kind of forced to now, right? Which she hates because, again, a garrison is huge. And laser's going to really struggle to get these out. So, this is kind of only helping the Baron, I think. It's kind of bizarre. Kind of a curious combat, this. Everyone kind of, like, taking turns. Baron's surely got to go selective breeding here, right? It's what he's setting him up to do with diplomacy. As I drop my pen, I do apologize. He's got to go selective, right? Well, what else does he do here? Tries to get to 9, or maybe even finds above 9 and does something else. If you draw bad, you just use something else. I think you got to go selective. It's a point. Gets you to 8. And if you do somehow win the combat, you can take the Bene Gesserit Alliance and go to 9. And if you do that with a Spiceman's Flow, you get to 10 and you win the game. I think it's got to be selective here. Yeah, it's the only move here. Very rarely, you just win the game. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. A laser is getting dreadnoughts. A laser apparently is not concerned about the Emperor Alliance. Wow, wow, wow. These dreadnoughts are going in. Four to buy for Lido. He might find whatever he draws. I don't think he should just go Fremen. I think he should just go Fremen. And next round, look to go research station and just hope you get like double spice with Liet-Kynes. Doesn't even go for Fremens. Baron's up. Whoa, what's Baron doing? Oh my god. He's giving up his... He's giving his spice missile for this. Oh my goodness. Whoa! Unbelievable! Oh, he's going for Choam! He's going for Choam for the Emperor Steel! That is savage. Only 4 can go in. That's the max. You only had 4 troops in the bowl, so is that 2, 4 plus 2 plus the 1? Yeah, that's fine. Just doing the maths there. Yeah, 4 from there. 2 garrison, which would be like these 2, and then the extra dreadnought there. So that is correct. Maths is fine. But yeah, Baron Harkonnen is going for Choam here. When he's already locked up 2 alliances to steal the Emperor. That is one way to do it. He's got to do it, right? He's seen the swords. And he's seen the second place. But you gotta go Choam here. You gave up the Spice Must Flow for it. It's gotta be Choam. Right? But the problem is if he does, Alaise just takes the alliance back. So why did he give up for the Spice Must Flow? And now Baron doesn't score. And he goes for it anyways. He figures that worst comes to worst, I'm ready for the Bene Gesserit alliance. Unbelievable. Another misclick. Apparently everyone seems to love hitting the Makers button here. So... Alright, so that's done. So Choam's going to be reacquired here. The bumps will be taken. This alliance is going to be taken for... This might be the shortest alliance you're ever going to see. Alaise wins it. She has detonation, so a Dreadnought goes. She's going to get a point for that. She's surely taking the Emperor back. What a crazy game this has been. Like, she's very good here. Alaise did the right thing and just set herself up for these these tier 3 high lines. Detonation's a Brucey bonus here, but the problem is she's so far back behind Baron, though, that she might struggle to catch up just in sheer quantity. And this is why Baron had to just get the point on the board with the Spice Must Flow. Like, I love the idea, but I think it was too cute. Leona's going to hold on here for second, which is further insanity. What a crazy couple of rounds we've had here. It has been strange. Leona finds Dispatch and Envoy. Wow. Might there be some... What could happen here? I don't know. He's still up for taking this... if he gets his Signet Ring, he can snatch the Bene Gesserit alliance from Baron's hands here. He might find it. If he finds this, this is sick. Oh, he doesn't. He's drawn his hand again. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my goodness. Oh, but Laser doesn't have any access to research station. Wow. Laser's gonna holo project the dagger out and surely look for it, right? Lido's gonna be terrified of this. I'm thinking, what does he do? Lido has to go up and down here and take the Bene Gesserit point, right? Gets in the 6. And he's just got to go and research station and hope he finds Liet Kynes and or Opulence. He didn't find that last time though, so who knows? Laser having a think here, trying to decipher the Baron's hand. It's not good. It's very bad. Imperial Basin is the conflict here. It's a neutral venue. No one's been there. So there's no extra troops. Not, I don't think it particularly matters. If Alaise wants to win this combat, she can. I wonder if Alaise is just considering going Fremenkamp to Great... I mean, you don't even have to go Fremenkamp. But it's the only way she gets minings with Fremenkamp, which is absurd. Wow, weird hand here for Alaise. I think you got to put diplomacy down, I guess. I'll put Treachery down instead. I don't think it makes a huge difference. Alright, okay then, here we go. Lido's up. Lido has to go Interstellar. Then I don't know what. We shall see. He's got to take the cash, right? If he goes Spice, it's very curious. He might... There are worlds he goes Highliner before Laser does. And he's got to... He could well threaten it. It's fascinating if does he take the Sly for Opulence, or does he take the Spice threatening Highliner? But also, he's probably actually just threatening the Bene Gesserit, which the Baron can't defend! Wow, what a feisty choice here. Baron's gonna go Mentat. He's kind of got little choice. And now what does a Laser do? A Laser feels she's got a highlight, but she can't get there because she hasn't got the Spice. Baron finds convincing. It's a horrible draw for him. Wow, a Laser. I mean, there's not a lot a Laser can do here. Laser's just got to go Great Flat, right? Great Flat with Fremmenkamp and just throw in 5 troops and just dare Leo say, all right, if you want to go Highliners, let's dance. You got Ambush, you got Cannon Turrets, you've got to win this combat. A Laser, this is an absolute must-win fight. There's no question about that whatsoever. She goes Secrets. Just taking the point. Finds Glimpse. Spice for the water and draw. Highliner, she's not interested in then. Wow, so Lido's got choices here. In theory. Does he highline or does he go research? If he highlines, he can't get Spice Must Flow. So he's giving up 1 point to risk 2. But now it's the case, if a Laser wins this combat, the game is over. So I think Lido's got to go for it here and close his eyes and hope this all works out. If Lido doesn't win this combat, the game is also probably over. Does he go Carthag first? I think he goes Carthag first. Oh, he's just going to rock and roll! Oh my goodness! He goes for the Spice! He goes Selective for the Steel! Oh no! What has happened? And he's used Finesse to steal the Alliance! But surely Elite just wins! Machine Culture is not helping. Oh, wait a second. He could use that to get spaceports. And he might be able to get hold of more. If he gets spaceports and finds Liet Kynes, we could be in for some business here. Is Lido going to stumble upon a 3-point turn here? Surely not. But who knows? Laser finds a liaison. Treachery it is. I guess it's just treachery to Hardy Warriors, right? But then what's actually doing the treachery doing for you? But it's the only faction access you've got. What a bizarre round. Lido's got 11. He's got 2 lasers. If Lido finds Liet Kynes, it's a double Spice buy. Almost certainly. And she keeps hold of it. Saying, well, Fremmenkamp and Highline, I just win the game? It has to be, right? How do you not just win? But the problem is, though, if she uses Fremmenkamp, she's like hurting her own spaces here. Because again, her garrison is so huge. But if you just use Fremmenkamp and Hardy Warriors, that's 11 units in. Ambush, Cannon Turret, you just win the game, right? It's gotta be. You're gonna have Spice to boot for tiebreakers. She's gonna hold projectile treachery. Oh my goodness. So the 2 troops are in. She finds a dagger. Wow. Surely Camp is forced now. All Laser's got to do is win this combat and win the game. How she didn't just go Camp Hardy Warriors, I don't know. I guess she's scared that Lido's got it. She's going research station. Maybe a Laser doesn't think 10 points is enough. But she has to win this combat. Surely this is the final round. Research station has not provided Spice, so she's at 8. What is happening here? A Laser's conspiring to try and lose this. Does Lido find spaceports? Oh, I think he does. Oh no, he goes Sonic Snoopers. It's no, it had to be spaceport. Oh, he didn't see. He's got the negotiator. He's missed it. Oh, he didn't see it. The negotiating vehicle can get spaceports. And he just finds Guild, which is doing nothing. And he just reveals for the point. He can't get opulence. Oh, no. And he doesn't even snoop Guild authorization. I think it's basically resignation of the team. Or I gats to knows. No, it wasn't there. It wasn't there. But diplomacy gave some option to do something. Hardy Warriors anything. And surely a lazy Kaz just wins now. There's nothing the Baron can do. Surely it's game over. Eliza's done well to come back. She's played the tier 3s, set herself up for it, and the other players did not. Very key in the combat freeze is to make sure you've got highliners. And if the other players don't, then it's hard for them to do a lot about you. This gets to the Spice Must Flow. Alazer is going to somehow score it all. And it's just over. A lasery Kaz is going to win. Dima is going to find himself into the next round. A quarterfinal, a round of 14 tie against Habut and Samancy awaits. It has been a curious game with a lot of weird stuff and some decisions which... I mean, Timo's had a rough game. There's no question about that. But even with the roughness, I think there was chances for him to eke an extra point out here and there. But it hasn't happened. It's all over. I guess Simon was concerned about plans. Which is true. If the Baron had plans, the game was over. But even if you win... Oh, he would have had Spice tiebreak. So, making sure the Baron specifically did not have plans within plans and was not going to get the 2 points from it. But it's not going to make a difference. The game is over. Simon wins and goes to the next round. Wow. I mean... this was both a curious round and also there was some brutal rounds. Oh, man. What a... You had some rough draws, man. Oh, my goodness.
Who do you mean?
Timur. Timur had some real rough draws.
Yeah, it was sometimes I was really... I couldn't do...
I don't know what you're going to make of this. and I have no idea what the people watching this will make of this. But in the second one, in the second like really weird draw, I was honestly thinking that you just straight reveal when you had Liat Kynes for like a point in the pay for options, just take 2 and just call it a day. I mean, it was a horrible, horrible call to make, but I really didn't see what else you could do. It was just, you had some absolute crazy draws.
Yeah, and this turn I was hesitating going here, but
Yeah, I mean, it's...
I think it was not enough.
I mean, it was tough. I mean, Eliza had firepower behind her, admittedly, which helped. She had six swords, which but it's like the problem is if it's a rock and hard place. Like if you just don't win this combat, like it just ends.
Yeah. And then another mistake, I should take Solaris so I could use this.
Yeah, for that. I mean, if you go, if it's kind of weird on like if you go Spice, you've kind of got to go Highliner. But if you take the Solari, then you go there instead, and obviously try and find like Liat Kynes as well as Opulence, which ultimately you didn't find in it, and it wasn't there. Right, it's why I looked because I was thinking instead of Snoopers to go Spaceports instead, but she wasn't there.
Yeah, and I have a good intrigue at the end.
Yeah, which could have been that, which wouldn't have made any difference. So, but yeah, no, it was rough. And
Yellow went very fast on the tracks.
As Yellow does. Yeah, it's a bizarre Chome as well. Like, Chome direction 2 alliances already locked up. It was just strange. I mean, it was a curious game. It was a good watch, but, I mean, I think it came down to just Dima just made sure he was ready for the tier 3. He's had a bucket of spice for Highliners, and no one else did, and... you know, had the garrison, and although Baron was definitely ahead on points, like the potential to catch up, even though the first one was Grand Vision, which is the best Baron could hope for, even then, like Eliza saw getting hold of the detonations with the dreadnoughts and using the X-Skill combat, which is a good spot. So
actually, if it wasn't Grand Vision, Baron would have ended last turn because I took his alliance, which brought him to 9.
Yeah.
Thanks to that.
No, he had 9 and he went back down to 8.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he didn't have the extra spice. If he might have played his turn a little differently, maybe, if that had been the case. But no, he never got up to the 10 point, so. But yeah, no, it was a bit of a weird game. You know, but I think he set himself up for the best in the end of the days and made the comeback, which can happen a lot in the free players. But it was a good watch nonetheless.
Yeah, well done, Simon. Go.
Thanks.
And good play in the next in the future. Okay, we will follow you.
Thank you. Yeah, good game.
And that'll do it for us here. I mean, I don't know. The team will drip hideously throughout a large portion of this game. I think even with like quote perfect play unquote, I'm still not sure Timo would have won. But yeah, Lido had nothing to lose, I think, this last game. He just had to throw in Highliner and just hope that he somehow got over the line. It was a very difficult spot. But I do think, yeah, if he goes spicy, he has to Highline. If he's going to go selective, he just takes the cash to try and find the double points. But ultimately, it was about the combat, and he didn't go for it in the end. Eliza set herself up the best and was ready to capitalize on that. Baron played his part as well, got the action going early, took a big early lead, but just couldn't get any more. And as Eliza train started rocking and rolling, we saw. Goes to show as well, like Eliza so far has been very good in free player games, and maybe that's her strength, you know, being able to have a lot more freedom with one step ahead and knowing a lot more reliably what resources you're going to get and that there's more spaces to get definitely helps her out a ton. There's no question. But Simon does the job and will make his way through to the next round. Curious what you guys make of this game. Very interesting. I think there's a lot of fun discussion we had on this one. I'm glad I wasn't playing it. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, Simon was the rightful winner here and deserves his spot in the next round. Commiserations to Batata and Timur. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like what we do, of course, you can follow the channel. I got a Ko-Fi in the description below. If you want me to keep bringing you this fascinating game we have in our hands, I'm happy to do so. Have a good one, everyone. Take care. We'll see you in the next conflict.